Earlier, we had that great quote from Albert Einstein where he said, "I want to know the thoughts of God." The Bible helps us to know God's thoughts, helps us to delve into the mind of God. Albert Einstein also said, compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hold on a minute, what on earth does compound interest have to do with the Bible? Well, let me explain. To demonstrate the power of compound interest, let's take a look at an example. If from your 18th birthday you save just $3 a day, every day, until your 65th birthday, you would have saved $51,465. But if you invested that money at a compounding interest rate of 10%, you would have more than $1 million. $1,017,046 to be exact. But most people don't retire with anywhere near that much money. In fact, the latest data shows that at age 65, the average American has a net worth of just $66,740. Most people never engage the power of compounding interest. Most people wait until far too late in their lives to start saving for retirement, and it matters. It makes a difference. In the example we just discussed, if everything else remained the same except you waited until you were 30 to start saving your $3 a day, instead of retiring with more than $1 million, you would have just $316,115. What's the lesson here? The earlier you start saving, the better. Habits are even more powerful than compounding interest, and they have the same powerful compounding impact on our lives. The earlier you develop some foundational positive habits, the better. What are your habits? What are the things you do every day or every week with unrelenting consistency? Are they helping you or hurting you? Are they helping you become the best version of yourself? Tell me what your habits are, and I will tell you what your future looks like. You see, thoughts become choices, choices become actions, actions become habits, habits become character, and your character is your destiny. Your life is running in the direction of your habits much faster than you might think. Life is choices. Make a choice often enough, and it will become an ingrained habit. You can, of course, be on the wrong side of compound interest. Run up some credit card debt that you can't pay off, and you'll discover that many of those cards have 21% interest rates. You'll then find yourself very much on the wrong side of compound interest. The same can happen with habits. No drug addict or alcoholic ever set out to become a slave to their addiction. It happened one step at a time, one choice at a time, and before they knew it, they were trapped. Habits are incredibly powerful, for better or for worse. How would you like your life to be different this year than it was last year? You see, our lives change when our habits change. If you want your life to be different this year than it was last year, change your habits. If you want to do better academically, change your habits. If you want to do better in a sport, change your habits. If you want to have more fulfilling relationships, change your habits. You may be quite content with your life today, but there will be times in your life when you will encounter profound discontentment. When you come to those moments, I want you to remember, our lives change when our habits change. Throughout this program, I'm trying to help you establish some foundational habits in your life. In session 4, we explored the habit of daily prayer with the prayer process. Now I want to encourage you to add the habit of reading the Bible for a few minutes each day. Perhaps you could start your day reading a chapter from the Bible and end your day with the prayer process. There are going to be a few defining habits in your life. I hope prayer and reading the Bible are among them. There are so many habits, good and bad, that can impact the direction of your life. You know the habits that will help you become the best version of yourself and the ones that will not. What will be the defining habits of your life? Let me share with you something I've learned from trying to make reading the Bible a part of my daily life for 20 years. It's never convenient. It's always inconvenient. There are always other things that you could be doing, and often there will be other things that you would rather be doing. There will be those days when you yearn to read the Bible and talk to God about everything you discover. But those days will be few. Truth is, those days are pretty rare. There are going to be times when you feel like you're not getting anything out of it. When you encounter those times, I want to encourage you to persevere, to press on. At those times, I want you to hear me whispering in your ear, press on, press on. The effort will be worth it in the long run. One day, you'll be glad you did. I promise you, one day, you'll be glad you persevered in this. The inconvenience of having the discipline to read the Bible daily is a microcosm of a much larger truth. You see, Christianity is inconvenient. Christianity is inconvenient. It's not convenient to live the gospel, but it will bring you a joy that you've not even imagined yet. So embrace the life and teachings of Jesus like you would an old friend who you haven't seen in a long time. Embrace the genius of Catholicism, and you will live an extraordinary life. Why do your habits matter? Your habits matter because you matter. Your habits matter because your happiness matters. You may be saying to yourself, "Oh, I'm too young for this stuff. I'm too young to be thinking about all this serious stuff." You know, most people only have two excuses in their whole life. They spend the first half of their life saying, "I'm too young for that stuff," and the second half of their life saying, "I'm too old for that stuff." Don't let those be your excuses. Mozart was only 8 years old when he wrote his first symphony. Jesus was just 12 years old when he taught in the temple for the first time. Anne Frank was 13 years old when she wrote her diary. Ralph Waldo Emerson, 14 years old when he enrolled at Harvard. Joan of Arc was 17 years old when she led the French army. Bill Gates was 19 years old when he co-founded Microsoft. You're not too young. You're not too young to start thinking about these things. You're not too young to start thinking seriously about your life.